Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. We are starting a vlog on a Tuesday because I'm an idiot and I just did a vlog yesterday. Anyway, last week's vlog should be up, and I say last week, it's kind of a mixture of the last couple of weeks with some people of me making stuff, I think, or clips of, I don't know, it's something. And I'm starting off this week. I don't know if I told you, what did I read last week? I just read Maleficent 7. Oh, I'm lying to you. I think I told you that I only read Maleficent 7, but I did read The Shadow of What Was Lost. Both top tier reads. Bloody brilliant, I tell that, bloody brilliant. What I have been doing while I've been listening to the audiobooks though, is I've been making some little friends. My dude. He's not finished yet. I've got to do his top. I don't know why my cat's decided that when I film, he's just going to click this cardboard box he's found. Because he's having a moment. Or a few more. Or a few moments, to be fair. The amount of times, like, I've messed up quite a few times on this guy. And these from TikTok. It's from TikTok Shop. They connect at the sides as well as up and down. So when I made a mistake and realised it 3 rows later, I can't just lift off the top and move it, because it literally just like pulled off random ones, and it's taken a lot of correcting. You can get away from that piece because some of it like connects quite well. And then there's like these bits that form his paws that just like slide on top and don't connect to anything, and they don't really stay on all that well. So once he's all put together, fully complete, I might glue parts of him together. Anyway, you don't care about that. This week I am doing another sports romance vlog, and I'm reading Collide for that. So if you would like to know my thoughts on this book, I won't be giving you in this vlog. I'll be reading it and giving you my thoughts in my sports romance vlog, volume 2, which is more recommendations from the same lovelies in volume part 1, and also the one of the 2 sports romance books that I owned before this whole thing was a thing. There are a few books that I want to read, and they're not on my TBR. This was one of them. This was not on my TBR. But there's also Kiss Her Once For Me by Alison Cochrane. I know it's supposed to be a Christmas book, but it's a Chloe wreck. I'm feeling a bit of like romance. I'm not going to do like a Valentine specific romance vlog because I don't really, even when I was in a relationship, I've never really done Valentine's Day. It's just not, I know that it's like on trend and algorithms and shit, and it'll push out more of these like Valentine's Day themed things and love. I'm just not that kind of person to just do Valentine's Day themed things. So yeah, you're not getting one of them from me. Sorry. I don't know if I want to read high fantasy or if I just want some cozy reads. I did watch Lucy Jane Wood yesterday. I watched a couple of her videos that I've missed recently, and it got me in the vibe for like cozy reads. And I was gonna reread Legends of Lattes, but I'm not gonna. I think I'm gonna actually reread Rewitched, because it was such a cute, comfy, cozy read, and I'm feeling that vibe. And although February is a shorter month, and I do have quite a few books to get to, my obligatory read I can't start that yet, because the live show for the first book in the series isn't until the 11th, so I can't start the echo of what's to come yet. And I don't even know where I've put the book. Is it here? Oh, yes it is. It's underneath the blanket. So I can't start this chunky yet, because Shadow of What Was Lost is, the live show is the 11th, and some of the other books that I've got are all physical reads. Manga's physical, So, and I'm feeling some audiobooks because I want to finish Little Friend over there. I don't know what to name him. If you've got any names that you can think of. Look at him. Just chilling. Chilling like a villain. Those are all the pieces that are still left. I don't think all of these will get used. I do think they send you quite a few spares. Thankfully. But it's these bits here that just slip off. And if you can see, he's ribbed. So all these connect on either side as well as up and down. But up in this bit, where it's a bit thinner, it's a bit more temperamental. You can see there's a bit of a gap there. And I do want to push that closed. But because he's a bit top heavy, and you can see there's a few gaps here. You do get a hammer with it, but I don't want to be too forceful with it. This is gonna go in my library on one of my shelves at the back of the library, so he can just chill there. But I will sort out these little things so these gaps are all closed up. I just think I'll do that when I've finished him. Anyway, yeah, see you soon. Bonjour friends. Check me out doing updates on 2 consecutive days. Yes, am I also very comfy again? Yeah, I am. I have really bad circulation. Oh, microwave. I have really bad circulation, so I'm always cold. Well, predominantly. Either that or I suddenly run very hot for a short period of time and then I'm cold again. Anyway, you don't need to know about this. What you do need to know is I finished Rewitch yesterday. I started and finished Rewitch yesterday, and I tell you what, that is one of the books I will consistently go to for just a comfort, cozy, cute read. It's not like, it's really strange because my brain is just, you know, that way. I can love epic fantasies, battles, complex political plots, but also just, there is a few stakes, but it is quite, you know, predictable. But sometimes you need that though. Sometimes for me, I need to know that my characters are going to end up a certain way at the end, or like, I do need a bit of cheese, a bit of comfy, cozy, cute reading, and just make my heart feel happy. And also I think that this resonates with me. And this isn't some weird parasocial relationship thing, but I have watched Lucy since way back in the day, years and years ago, when she used to do mid-sized clothing hauls. I've seen the way that she has talked about her issues with how she thinks about herself and how she looks, and she's not like totally transparent about everything. I think there are things that have gone on in her life or whatever that she hasn't mentioned, which is fair, but she has been quite open in the fact that like she's been to therapy. She has hit a spot in her life, especially during COVID, where she was just feeling a bit lost and stuff, and she's been very open about her journey with mental health and basically how she feels about herself. Reason why she stopped doing like clothing videos is because she hated looking at herself in the mirror and things like that. And I think a mixture of watching her be so like real and stuff like that online and seeing that translates into the character of Bella and the way that she feels like she's hitting 30 and she is a witch, but she's only ever really used the magic for small spells, like, you know, she'll come home and the dishes will wash themselves and put themselves away, and she'll just wiggle a finger and pick an outfit in the morning, and she's not done anything that she would deem amazingly outstanding with her magic. Like, she just used she uses small magics on an everyday basis. That's how she's lived her life since she came into power at 15. But she's also she's very competent and capable in her role, but she has no confidence in herself. She like manages a little bookstore, and the manager that's taken over is an absolute douche. and she knows that she is running the whole store herself, like, but she just doesn't have the confidence to that next step and be like, yes, I want to own this store will be mine. She constantly doubts herself, and I just think her story, her journey, just that within itself was, from start to finish, the growth of her as a person, just top tier. I really do love to see that, and that's where great character work comes in. And I think it's also a bit because I see myself in her, and the doubts that she has about herself, and just the little references that sort of makes it very nostalgic. If you're a 90s, if you grew up in the 90s, you might resonate with this as well. It's just really cute, and I love Rune as a character. He's hilarious. When she first meets him, he's trying to be really dark and mysterious, and it comes off as like a totally creeper. And when it comes to talking to Rune, Bella literally gives it. She's like, dude, what are you doing? Trying to be all mysterious, and you're like a creepy stalker guy. She's just like, he's not working. You just look like a creepy stalker. And he's like, oh, sorry. It's just, oh, it's just so good. I feel so much better for reading that book last night. And I did my cute, cozy little crafty thing where I was building my little, I don't know what it's supposed to be, I'll put a picture here. I got it from TikTok. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. I didn't check the size. That's what she said. But yeah, he's in my library now. My library is coming together, and I know I've been here since July, but for various reasons, the library has not been in a position where I can actually show you around, because it's very small. So the furniture we have to get for it is, we have to place it. But also currently my cat litter tray goes in there, because where it's gonna go is not sorted yet. So when, it might be a few months down the line, but when my library is actually a space where I can go and cozy with a blanket and read and fully sort the way that I like it, whether I want it, then I will show you. I do like a little library tour. And for me, I would like a bigger library, obviously, but I think if I had a bigger space, I would want to fill it with more books, not necessarily feel like at the moment I have to curate it to the books I know that I want to keep, that I at least want to try. And I think that this size of library has really helped me address those issues, like keeping books just because at the time I gave them 5 stars, but they are chunky like the Cassandra Clare books. If I reread them, I will reread them on audio, so why am I keeping these thick? They're not the kind of books that I would like sit and tab and keep. Like the Schwab books that I've got multiple copies of the Schwab books. I will keep the paperbacks and tab them, because that is an author that I will continue to reread and continue to just like, yeah, do you know what I mean? But with Cassie Clare, especially the YA books, like the whole Moral Instruments situation, I won't go back and tab those. And Sarah J. Maas, I'm keeping the Throne of Glass series, I'm keeping the Akatar series, but the Crescent City series, I think I just got onto the hype of House of Flame and Shadow. I don't really think it was the 5 stars that I gave it. Do I think it was as bad as people were saying? Probably not. But if I was ever going to reread those ones, I would also listen to the audiobooks that I've got. So I've got them off my shelf. So I've been really brutal to curate the library of like the books that I've read and the books that I really want to keep, and the books that I haven't read, ones that I'm ever going to be interested in. I'm not keeping them just because they've been signed. I'm not keeping them just because they look pretty, and I've just really had to be brutal. And I've got 3 full like moving boxes full of books that are going out to World of Books, and they're going to be collecting them tomorrow. So that feels very cleansing as well, and I think that's been playing on my mind a bit, because as much as I am a chaotic mess, I don't like my space being a mess, but physically I don't have the capacity to do everything that I want, so I do have to wait for people to come and help me and stuff as well. And with me being the person that I am, asking for help is really difficult. accepting that I have a condition where I need some more support is difficult, and not getting the medical support I need, but I'm just thankful for my family. Anyway, that was a very long ramble that went into multiple topics, and that's just yeah. So next up, I wholeheartedly blame the fantasy romance girls for this. Have I read the first series by Melissa K. Eric? No, but I've been told you don't have to. This Legacy series, the raven-haired reader raves about this series. Will I regret my purchase? Is it a big boy? Yes, but you know, like, I'm thick. That's also what she said. Or he. Could have been a he. But yeah, I got this, and it's Reign of Shadow and Endings. Do I know 100% what it's about? There's a girl that is supposed to be a source for somebody. She doesn't want to be a source, and that is all I know. That's all she wrote, friends. Well, it's actually not, but we'll just, that goes to one side. Tonight, what I'm going to do is actually start my book that I was supposed to start yesterday but didn't. And I don't know how far I'm going to get into this. I might take a break and physically read in a little bit, because my fingers are hurting from like smushing down all those little Legos. Should I have used a tool? Possibly, but I didn't. The little hammer that came with it kept, like, you'd hammer one thing down and then the others beside it would lift, and it was just very strange. The hammer didn't work properly. So yeah, I might physically read one of my manga. Well, obviously physically read it because it's a manga and you have to physically read it. But there's My Lovely Wife is a Stone Cold Killer. That is a really short manga, and it's the first in a series, so that gets me going with that and seeing whether or not I want to continue to purchase them. I think that's what I'm going to do tonight. I think that's the best way. And then, so I've got a bit of audio, a bit of physical. I don't know if I want to craft all today. M's is the thoughts, feelings and ponderances that I am having right the now. And I just love these edges. I really hope I love this book, because this looks cute. Should we read what it's about? When Summer Preston's professor issues her with an ultimatum, she finds herself at an unexpected collision course with hockey captain Aidan Crawford. That was a really, really bad accent. I'm sorry. Summer hates everything about hockey, for good reason, but she isn't going to let this stand in her way of becoming a sports psychologist. Okay, so, if this is, she hates hockey because of some really lame reason, that, like, I don't know, one of her exes used to play hockey or something like that. I don't know. I think sometimes college romances or anything, I know this is an adult, I know this is adult, but anything that, if it's a petty reason why they're not talking, why they don't like each other, or why she doesn't, yeah, I just think that annoys me. That's one thing that annoys me about Icebreaker, is that she was just like, oh, hockey players, just because hockey players are, like, known to be fuckboys. She just had a total disdain for the sport initially, and the men that played it. And I get it, I do, but also literally no reason to actually act that way towards people and basically say you don't like a sport just because of the men that play it might be fuckboys. I don't know. Stuff like that really grates on me. It gets on my nerves, but we'll see. I will update you once I've listened to more of, well, listened to any of Collide. And that beeping you heard at the beginning of this clip was my mash and tatties that is now ready, because my mom brought it over today for me, for my tea, so I can have mash and tatties for tea and listen to Summer and Aidan fall in love. Let's go, friends. Okay, we are still on Wednesday, and we're on Wednesday late, it's just before midnight, and I've just smashed through this book. This was really good. Full thoughts, feelings and ponderances will be in the sports romance vlog that I will link around here somewhere. I will be heading off to bed. and I will be reading My Lovey-Dovey Wife is a Serial Killer, or is that what it's called? My Lovey-Dovey Wife is a Serial Killer manga. I think I will read that next, and then that will be at least one thing ticked off my prompts. I can't remember what prompt card it fulfills, but it is inside the manga, so I will tick that off, and I'm really excited. And then I don't know what I want to read next. I am at home again this weekend for the full weekend, so I do want to do a bit of crafting as well. So I might try and find an audiobook for one of the other things I need to read. That is what we're going to try and do. But I'm going to head off and read the manga. I'm going to read my next book for the Sparks Romance vlog. And pick up a manga. They're my next two reads. And I'll be back with updates when I have them. Right now I really need to go to sleep because your girl's tired. Hello friends, I have now finished My Lovey-Dovey Wife is a Stone Cold Killer, and I'm not sure I'm keeping this. This was okay, it was cute, it was just, I think this would resonate better in an anime form. Do you know what I mean? Because, like, so we follow, obviously, the titles of manga leave nothing to the imagination. She is a hit woman. And I don't fully understand. So basically, they get married, but it doesn't really explain why they got married. Because they seem very timid around each other. But it doesn't necessarily... Just says, by a curious twist of fate, I met someone special and we got married. So that to me is like it's not arranged. But the way that he acts around her, like, when she, like, gets... There's a scene where she gets in the shower. I will put spoilers here, sorry. Just in case you're not interested or you don't want to be spoiled. But there's a scene where she gets in the shower or bath and comes out and she's not naked. It's just that she's showing a bit more skin, and he, like, shies away from that. Like, he's never seen her naked or anything like that. It's just really strange. Because it's just like, well, if you're married and it's because you've met someone special, you'd assume that they've at least discussed that, even if they were the kind of people that saved themselves for marriage, obviously, because you know what I mean? She's very vague. And she's supposed to be like this, like, stone cold killer, but around him, she's really sort of like cutesy and like, oh, you bought me this apron and it's just so adorable, so I have to keep it clean. And I don't know, there's just something that just doesn't feel right, if that makes sense. It might not make sense. Sorry, I've cut myself and I don't know how. This was okay. I'm just not gonna continue with the series because I have a lot of manga that I need to get to, a lot of manga that I already really enjoy that I need to continue with. So this probably will be something that, if there is an anime of it, I will just add it to the list of anime that I want to watch, because it's the same for me for One Punch Man. That would resonate better in an anime. I don't particularly like the manga for that either. So this, unfortunately, was a bit of a miss. It was still 3 stars, it was still okay, it was still cute. It wasn't an awful manga. And maybe it's just me not understanding the situation. I was just very confused. And I don't really want to be spending more money on this to get further into the series just to realise it's not for me. I'm just going to cut it here. Because I don't, you know, like I said, I've got other things that I want to get, and some of the stuff that I want to get or continue with is not cheap. So this is going to World of Books. Book-wise, I haven't read anything last night. I read that yesterday, and that was it. Other than that, I've not read anything. I continued with my doeke. So I'm making a little, I think I mentioned this before, like little skazoo characters for when we go see Stray Kids. And I made his little ears, and I don't know where his other ear is. He's earless. Blah, 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 blah. But yeah, I need to continue with that today. I will update you when I know what I want to do. Because right now I'm procrastinating. I will say I'm not going to film the unhaul because a lot of the books are already in boxes, and filming an unhaul just makes me the thought of it makes me just not want to do it because there's so many books. But there's now 4 boxes that I'm getting rid of, and as much as I loved the series, and for me it was a really highly rated series, I'm getting rid of all my Robin Hood books. I didn't have the last 2 in the last series, but if I'm gonna read them, I will listen to them, and they were available on Booktours when I used to have it, but they're also available, or used to be available on Everhand or Scribd, whatever you want to call it. So if I was gonna reread that series, I would listen to them, and I personally don't feel like they're the ones that I would keep, which hurts me because I bought most of them. But that's it. So this is gonna go into the last box, going to World of Books, getting collected on Monday, and I now have a bit more space in my library to get books that I want to read. I keep saying this, but I'm going. Shh, bye. Hi friends, it's Monday and I'm coming in to close the vlog. I'm not going to talk long because this morning I had to have my tooth taken out because on the weekend, just randomly, one of my back teeth, I wasn't even doing anything. I was just sitting and chilling and crocheting, and I just felt something like make a weird noise in my mouth, and it just broke off like a quarter of the back tooth. So I went to the dentist this morning. I had to get an emergency appointment. I can't speak properly. And they said we can fill it, but with it being like a quarter of the tooth, things could go wrong. It could end up getting infected, blah blah blah. It means more money and time and pain later down the line, or we can just take it out. And the rest of it wasn't loose. That's all I'm going to say, without, because I don't know how squeamish people are, but it was not a pleasant experience, to the point where my legs were literally shaking afterwards, and I had to sit down for like 10 minutes before I could leave, because my lower body just went into some kind of shock, which was my body and anaesthetic. Clearly it never used to be like this. I've had things done in the past, like I've had fillings when I was younger, like I had those white fillings. I had 4 teeth filled. When I was younger, I had my tonsils out and there was no adverse reactions to anaesthetic. But the last couple of times I've had anaesthetic, one when I was fully put to sleep, and then this one, my body's just been like, fuck no. And I don't know if that's an age thing, or whether, because I don't know if it's linked to any of my chronic conditions now, I don't know, but it was not a pleasant experience, and my body just did not react well to the trauma of that happening. So yeah, I am about 70% away through Across the Line, and I feel like it's probably going to be a 3-star. It's good, but it's just one of those books where I can put it down. It's not like Lights Out or the Wrong Mr. Right or any of the other romances that I've recently read. I've just not really had the urge to pick it up, but it's good when I read it, if that makes sense. So it's probably just going to sit at a 3, but you'll find out my full thoughts and feelings in my sports romance vlog. I'm going to close this off. I don't know how much footage I've got. I'm just easing my way back into it. Not 100% into reading anything right now. I don't know, it feels like I don't want to I'm just gonna stop saying things like I'm gonna get back on it and things are gonna, because every time I say that out loud, something happens that sort of knocks me for six. So I'm just gonna say I'm doing what I'm doing to the best of my ability within the remit of what I can actually do. And should that result in an increase in videos and different types of videos, because I have the ideas, it's just the execution and the motivation I need. Should that come into fruition and should you see more output from me, then yay. But if you don't, just know that it's not because I don't want to. It's because the brain ain't braining, and just life ain't being good to me right now still. So it is what it is. Thank you very much for watching and sticking with me. I really, really do appreciate it. I appreciate all of you. So yeah, if you do like me and you want to see more of me, please like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. If you're here and you want me to know you, if you don't have anything to say, please leave a black heart, very much appreciated. And until next time, enjoy whatever it is you're doing, watching or reading, and I'll see you all very soon.